Hi, I'm here. One of the reasons that we wanted to do an action nationwide today is because we thought it would capture the public's attention. And capturing the public's attention is important because what it does is it makes clear what the UAW is fighting for. And we can't always do it simply, come on up here. We can't always do it simply on a street corner. And as much and as great as it is when we get the honking, and as great as it is when you have another two unions here and the CLC standing up with the UAW, the press communicates to the world. So I just wanted to do a bit of this kind of huddle for a couple of minutes. It's fantastic that we have UFCW here. We have the Dayton AFL-CIO CLC here. You call yourselves a CLC or do you call yourselves a regional council? Remember, I've now been the head of the Resolution 2 committee, so I now know all the different iterations of our local bodies, but I want to say thank you to the local body that's here. I want to say thank you to the Kentucky people that are here. Thank you to the Wright people that are here. Thank you to the University of Miami in Ohio people who are here. And thank you to the Cincinnati people who are here. So, and to the UAW folks, you got grocery workers, you got meat packers, you got teachers, you got bus drivers from pre-K to higher ed who are supporting the UAW, and so many others. And all across the country, we're supporting the UAW for a lot of reasons. One, just speaking personally as the AFT, our locals in so many different places, when we started coming of age in the 60s and the 70s, we were supported by UAW locals all across the country. Toledo, where the Jeep plant is, they supported us every which way. Lordstown, we had, a teacher local as well as the UAW local trying to keep that factory there. And Trump promised that he would do it and did nothing. We tried in so many different places. I myself worked at a GM plant in Warren, Ohio when I was in college. We know how important the auto workers are to the economy of this country and to the psyche of this country. And so that's one of the reasons we felt, not just because the auto workers helped us create our union, not just because the auto workers have foundationally always been there on civil rights issues. The March on Washington, the two unions that really contributed were the auto workers and Walter Reuther and the AFT. So the auto workers have always been there for us. But this is the thing right now. You ended up making sure the industry could survive after the last recession.
Yes.
In 2007 and 8, when the industry in America was about to die, it was the auto workers that gave concessions that were used to create the bailout that the President Obama did. If you hadn't done those concessions at that time, the auto industry in the United States would have died.
Absolutely.
And so now, fast forward to 2022 and 2023, and even before that in COVID, all of a sudden, the auto industry, because of your hard work and because of your sacrifices, the auto industry is doing quite well. The auto industry just got a whole bunch of money through the IRA and CHIPS in order to do even better, in order to deal with climate and carbonization. And what we're seeing is the takers and the givers. You are the givers. Who are the takers? The CEOs of these companies.
Yep.
They've done quite well for themselves. So as the auto industry is flourishing again, they've taken and taken and taken, and where's the giving and the giving and the giving to you?
They got amnesia.
Yeah,
Amnesia,
haven't seen it.
turn their backs. And so this is a strike for fairness.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you help somebody survive, and they are now not just surviving but thriving, there should be a little gratitude for that. And that gratitude doesn't come with words, that gratitude comes with economics.
Yes.
And that is, for everybody else who's here, that's what this strike is about. They gave up COLAs. They had a two-tier wage system. And what the auto workers are basically saying right now is let's make sure the next generation of auto workers get treated fairly, and let's make sure our families get treated fairly.
Yep.
That's what they want. And that's why all throughout the country today, not just here, you see our blue shirts all throughout the country today, and you see all the UFCW folk all throughout the country today, in over 20 of the 40 places that are striking, where we have locals, blue shirts are on the line.
Awesome.
So today
Awesome.
is AFT on the UAW line.
Thank you.
And our friends and colleagues. But we said to Sean, we want to be there in solidarity all across the country, and that's what we're doing. And I want to say one more thing to you, which is why it's really personal to me. And many of you may not have ever heard this story, which is when I was growing up, my mother, who was a school teacher in New York State, was on strike. I think I was in 11th grade. She was on strike for 7 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks. Now in New York at the time, when you went on strike as a school teacher, you'd lose your whole contract, and you'd lose 2 days' pay for every day you didn't work.
Wow.
The same exact time as that was going on, my father had been an electrical engineer. Both of them have now passed. My father lost his job, laid off, because he was in the defense industry. So when the US government wasn't buying planes anymore, they laid people off. Just like when people get laid off at the UAW lines, when cars are not being sold. So my father's laid off, trying to get another job. My mother's on strike for 6 weeks, 2 days pay lost for every day not worked. And our family not only survived, but look at where I am. And what happened, though, is that 294 of the 297 teachers in that school district stayed on strike. And the community supported them. But they were on strike for fairness. And it was hard and it was tough. But they were on strike for fairness. And every time I think about this strike, and I think about the writers' strike, and I think about the strikes that we've had, it's a strike for fairness. It's a strike for dignity. And that's why the rest of our movement has to support the UAW, because you are fighting for your dignity and everybody else's dignity. Every worker's dignity is in your feet right now, is in the walk that we do with them right now. So that's why we are here. And that's why I'm here.
We appreciate that.
Definitely appreciate the
We
support.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's why we're here.
Thank all of you for
Thank
coming
you.
out. man.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody.